Hey guys, today we're going to go over our evidence log for two kinds for Amy Tan. To get to that, you're going to click here where it says click here to get a copy. When you do that, it's going to pop up with this screen. It says copy document. Would you like to make a copy? You're going to hit yes, make a copy. First thing you're going to do is you're going to go up here and where it says copy of, you're going to take out the copy of and replace it with your first initial and your last name so that when you turn it in, it's up there. So first initial and last name. Now, I also want you to add something to this. Underneath here where it says initial claim, what am I trying to prove? What is the prompt? This is your prompt right here. And so I want you guys to add another space for initial claim. And then you're just going to type your initial claim after that. So what I'm doing is I'm editing this a little bit for you guys and I'll fix it for the next one. Now, I'm going to show you what we did today in class. So we have our Unit 1 generations, essential question for a unit. How does the one generation learn from another? Then we have our prompt, and our prompt says write a narrative nonfiction essay, a personal narrative about the influence of someone from a different generation has had on you or someone you know. In your narrative, connect, draw a parallel between events from the text read in class and the personal experiences in your nonfiction narrative. Show how an unexpected event can influence the actions, decisions, lives of the people from other generations. Now you've added initial claim, and you're going to put one generation learns from another by. So this is going to be your claim. How do you feel that one generation learns from another? Do you believe that one generation learns from another because only older generations teach lessons? Maybe you think only younger generations teach lessons. Maybe you think they both teach lessons. Maybe you think that they learn through patience, persistence. So tell me what your initial thing is. Then you're going to put title of the text, which is Two Kinds by Amy Tan. So here we go. This is what we have. Our connection to the prompt is your answer to your prompt. So how can this, it says can be used in an introduction paragraph. In this instance, it's not going to be used as an introductory paragraph because we are doing this for a nonfiction narrative. So I put Two Kinds by Amy Tan shows that people of different generations can learn from each other when under pressure. They can also try and influence each other. Notice I have my title in here and I also have my author. So I always want to make sure that I put my title and author in that first sentence. So then I have to come up with two pieces of evidence. So the first group piece that my first group came up with was, and then I decided I didn't have to do what my mother said anymore. I wasn't her slave. And this is paragraph 66. They felt that this was important or related back to the text because here it says, this quote shows that the narrator was determined to teach her mother that parents are responsible for you, but do not own your actions, talents, and thoughts. Because here, this is where the narrator is becoming her own person. She is teaching her mother that she is not going to be able to do, feels like she has limits, so she's not going to be able to do all of the things that her mother believes that she can do. And then the second piece of evidence that we have is this one. So she surprised me. A few years ago, she offered to give me the piano for my 30th birthday. I had not played in all those years. I saw the offer as a sign of forgiveness, a tremendous burden removed. And that's paragraph 84. And we thought that was important because this quote shows that the mother had forgiven the narrator for disappointing her and not living up to her expected potential. Now, if we continue on and we look at the bottom of our evidence log, at the bottom we have to answer three different questions. The first one is, how does the text add or change my thinking? What that question is asking, did this story add to your thinking or your initial claim? So do you still believe that only older generations teach lessons? Do you maybe think that only younger generations teach lessons? So did it add to that thought process? Like, yes, I still believe that only younger generations teach lessons because the daughter taught the mother a lesson? Or did it change your thinking? I think that I thought that only older generations taught younger generations lessons, but then I realized that the daughter was teaching the mother that she had to be her own person. What do you feel or think in this instance? Then what can the reader take away from the text? This is what lesson did you learn from this story? So think about important life lessons that people are taught. What's the important life lesson that you got here? So it might be to be your own person. It could be something along the lines of parents might not always know best, or parents are doing the best that they can. What's the lesson that you learned? And then what is your position after reading the text? So that means after reading the story, I feel that, and then you're going to explain to me how you feel about generations learning lessons from each other. Once you're done with all this, you're going to submit this in Google Classroom. Remember to have it with your first initial, last name, 2 kinds evidence log. I hope this helps. Let me know if you guys have any questions.